When I left my six-figure consulting job, my brother laughed and said, "Midlife crisis at 33?" He told our dad I was playing entrepreneur and warned his son not to end up like me. But when his kid came home in tears, because of something he saw on my site, suddenly I wasn't the family joke anymore. Subscribe for more real stories that hit deep and stay with you. Hey, I'm Caleb Rhodes, 35, living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 2 years ago, I walked away from a high-powered job in financial consulting. I was burned out, barely sleeping, and couldn't recognize the guy in the mirror. I left the industry and quietly built something called Quiet Space, a digital community where kids and teens anonymously share their stories, struggles, and feel heard without judgment. It's a moderated, safe storytelling platform that became a lifeline for a lot of young people. Though my family still thinks I just make websites, it was supposed to be a casual family dinner, just tacos, beer, and Sunday sarcasm. But the moment I walked into my brother's kitchen, I knew something was off. Dad was there, arms crossed. My brother Nate looked like he'd been rehearsing a speech. "Caleb," Nate started, "we're worried." I hadn't even sat down. "About what?" I asked, already knowing. "You quit a stable job. You're living off savings. You're what? Building a blog for sad teenagers?" He laughed like it was charming. "I mean, I love that you care, but let's be real." Dad chimed in. "You had everything. Why throw it away to build— what is it again? Therapy Tumblr?" I chewed my tortilla in silence. No one asked how I was doing. No one asked why I left consulting. I didn't tell them about the panic attack in the Denver airport, or the 12-year-old who messaged Quiet Space the night before saying, "I finally feel like someone sees me." I just nodded. "It's going okay," I said. But inside, I felt smaller than ever. Impactful contrast between perception and reality. They see a quitter. We see someone trying to save lives quietly. After that dinner, I didn't talk to Nate or Dad for weeks, but I poured everything into Quiet Space. The site had started small, just a clean interface, anonymous logins, and a few moderated forums. Anxiety, identity, grief, bullying, family stuff. I stayed up late, coding, moderating, and responding to flagged posts. I was more exhausted than I'd ever been in finance, but I finally felt human. One night, I logged in to see a flood of activity on a post titled, "He shoved me again. I don't want to go back tomorrow." It was from a kid named Owl13. His whole thread was a heartbreaking breadcrumb trail of cafeteria fights, bruised arms, and no one believing him, not even his parents. But what got me was the comments. Dozens of other kids chimed in. "You're not alone." "I told my teacher because of you." "You helped me name it." That night, I sat there staring at the screen as real-time healing unfolded. I wasn't fixing the world. But these kids, these strangers, were showing up for each other in ways no adult in their lives had. And I realized, this matters more than a 401k ever did. It was a random Tuesday when I got the text from my sister-in-law, Jamie, Nate's wife. "Hey, I think your site helped Eli last night. He won't stop talking about it." Eli, my 12-year-old nephew, Nate's kid, the same one they told not to end up like Uncle Caleb. I froze. Jamie followed it up with a screenshot. It was a cropped image of a Quiet Space post. "I think I'm scared of who I am. I don't know how to tell anyone. I just want someone to say I'm not broken. Username: E13. Boy." The post had dozens of responses. Some were funny, some vulnerable, but all of them kind. And under it, Eli had commented again, "I don't know who made this place, but they might have saved me tonight." I stared at the screen for a long time. Jamie added one more line. I didn't even know he felt like this. Thank you. I didn't respond right away. I couldn't. My hands were shaking. The same brother who laughed at me. His son had found refuge in the world I built from scratch. The phone rang at 10:47 p.m. I almost didn't pick up when I saw Nate's name, but something told me to. His voice was quiet, not performative, no sarcasm. Hey, man. Man. Not kid, not dreamer, not our family's dropout. He continued, I just wanted to say, thank you. Eli, he's been shutting down a lot lately. Won't talk to me, won't talk to Jamie. But last night he showed us a post, said it was his, said he felt safe there. He paused. I didn't get it at first. I thought you were just trying to make some Reddit knockoff for kids, but I read the posts, I saw the comments. You're building something real. I said nothing. I just let the silence stretch, the weight of it finally shifting. Then Nate said something I hadn't heard since we were kids playing Sega in the basement. I'm proud of you, Caleb. Not surprised, not impressed. Proud. It wasn't an apology, but it was a crack in the armor. And after years of mockery and silence, it was enough. A month later, I got an email from a school counselor at Eli's middle school. Hi, Caleb. I help run our SEL, Social Emotional Learning program, and your platform, Quiet Space, has become a major topic among the students, especially after one of them read a post aloud during group. She asked if I'd be willing to speak at an upcoming assembly about digital spaces and emotional safety. I almost said no. Public speaking wasn't my thing anymore. But when she said Eli personally requested me, I couldn't turn it down. The gym was packed. 200 middle schoolers squirming in folding chairs. I kept it short. Honest. Told them I once built portfolios for millionaires but felt nothing. Then I built a space where people could speak their truths and felt everything. Afterward, a kid came up to me, eyes wide. You made Quiet Space? I used it after my dog died. Everyone in the grief thread helped me stop crying at night. His teacher was watching. She blinked fast and mouthed, Thank you. Backstage, Nate was waiting. He clapped me on the back, harder than necessary, trying not to tear up. You're making something real, he said, and I get it now. I didn't know Quiet Space had been featured until someone tagged me in a LinkedIn post. The headline read, The Digital Sanctuary Teens Turn to When Adults Don't Listen. They'd written about the site, the story behind it, and yes, even mentioned me by name. It was a quiet, thoughtful piece. The kind that doesn't go viral, but stays with you. The next morning I woke up to 17 new sign-ups and a text from Dad. It was just a link. No emojis, no look who's famous, no subtle jabs about finally doing something productive. Just the article. Forwarded. Like it mattered. I checked the family group chat. He'd shared it there, too. Dad. Caleb's project. Worth a read. That's it. No disclaimers, no caveats. It was the first time he'd publicly acknowledged what I was building without trying to reshape it into something more respectable. Later that day, Jamie told me he'd printed the article out and pinned it to his corkboard at work. He didn't say much, she said, but he told a coworker, That's my son. It was late. Everyone else had gone to bed after a family barbecue at Nate's place. I was still on the porch, watching the embers fade in the fire pit, when the screen door creaked open. Eli shuffled out, barefoot, hoodie zipped up to his chin. He didn't say anything at first, just sat down next to me and stared at the flames. After a minute, he spoke. I still use it, he said. Quiet Space. I nodded. That's good. I don't always post. Sometimes I just read what other people write. It makes me feel like I'm not the only weird one. "You're not weird," I said. He shrugged. "That's what they all say. But no one really listens like that place does." We sat in silence for a long time. Then he leaned over slightly, just enough to rest his shoulder against mine. "You made something cool, Uncle Caleb." It was soft, almost a whisper, like it took all the courage in the world to say it. And in that quiet moment, no applause, no speeches, just a tired teen who finally felt safe. I knew why I left everything behind. Nate invited me to the school's spring fundraiser, probably the first time he'd asked me to anything that wasn't a family obligation. I figured it was just to support Eli, who was performing with the school band. I didn't expect to see my name on the program. Near the end of the night, the principal took the mic. "We want to recognize someone in our community who's been quietly changing lives, sometimes more than the rest of us combined." She nodded to me. "This year's Community Impact Spotlight goes to Caleb Rhodes, creator of Quiet Space, a digital sanctuary that's been a lifeline for dozens of our students." Applause. Real applause. Eli beamed from his seat. Jamie was filming. Even Dad stood and clapped, his hands slow but steady. I walked up awkwardly, said something brief. I just wanted kids to feel seen. That was all I could manage. Afterward, a parent I didn't know came up to me, misty-eyed. "Your site helped my daughter tell me something I didn't want to hear, but needed to. You saved our family." And just like that, I wasn't the guy who quit his job. I was Caleb Rhodes, founder, builder, safe place, and my family finally saw me that way too.